the always adding value like that, always, you have to go above and beyond what you're selling. And to your point, maybe it's personal. Maybe it's just like something about their favorite sports team. Maybe it's something about their kid's college, whatever it is. I talked to a wealth manager the other day, and she was saying, so she's amazingly $100 million in new assets under management every year, consistently. She doesn't do any marketing, and she doesn't do any presentations. It's all referral based. It's crazy, $100 million a year. So I said to her, I'm like, how do you do that? And she said, I always add value. She said, I was up till midnight last night getting one of my clients' daughters' approval on a home loan because she wanted to put an offer on this home on Sunday. She's like, I'm not getting anything from that, zero. I get nothing from that transaction. But she said, I love doing it because the client was so happy the next day. And maybe down the line, you have to trust that will pay off. But regardless, it's the right thing to do. And that's like the mentality going in.
And when you go outside the box and do things that others aren't willing to do like that, whether you benefit from it or not, that's when you really add value.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the challenges that we've seen too is with this transactional based selling. So a lot of the software now tracks those transactions, right? And so and that happened in early 2000s, now it's actually getting worse and worse because now when you're tracking those transactions, salespeople are like, oh, I just need more phone calls, I just need to send more emails, I need to get more proposals out, all this sort of stuff. And they're totally forgetting about the long-term play, but it's all short-term, metric-based. Yeah. And so unfortunately, yeah, that software has its place and that's okay, but unfortunately it's actually just pushed the transactional selling more because they don't think of the long-term. Unfortunately, there's some people that are pushing that long-term view, which is the right view to have, but there's a lot of people that are just all in for the short term.
Yeah. I mean, when you talk about metric-based as well, it also depends, I think, what industry you're in. For example, you could spend, 3 weeks or 3 months on the same deal, and if you're in a different industry, it could be a bigger deal than others. But if you add value by doing things outside the box for the same potential client for 3 months, that deal could be worth 10 times the amount of the other deals that you're making 50 phone calls a day for that
right.
Bring in peanuts compared to what a potential another deal could be.
Right, and I think the long-term play is a thing too. So if you look at real estate, I always love real estate because I get fascinated by it. Because when I bought my home, I haven't talked to my real estate agent since. Nothing, zero, no communication. So here's a guy who finds someone in their mid-20s who buys their first home, who realistically, if he was just in touch with me and adding value consistently, what are you on average, maybe 4 or 5 homes? We'd use him when we sell our home and buy our next home, right. or investment property. Never heard from this guy. And again, it's that transactional mentality of, I just got to go find a new client. How about just take care of your existing clients, right? And now instead of you making $15,000 or $20,000 commission off of one deal, you might make $150,000 off of a lifetime of deals. And that's the issue, man. I can't believe that people don't take advantage.
And building off that, I think all these things play a factor in just being likable.
Right.
So if this guy took the time to add value in any other way, even if it was by saying hello, because that clearly for you added value.
Right.
Right. Just saying hello or following up. You're doing something outside the actual sale, then you'd like him more and you'd be more willing to deal with him again.
And I trust him more.
They're all interchangeable, right? So when you say people buy from who they like and they do business with who they like, that it's true. If you can add value and you can go outside the box and you can do one little thing differently for someone and they like you instantly, and then it's an easier connection. It's more genuine.
Right. Well, and just from a genuine standpoint, you're not doing it to just gain the business.
Right.
You're doing it because it's the right way to do business.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And so that real estate example was interesting. I read something the other day that said that getting new business from an existing client, so additional business, is 4 to 5 times more efficient than trying to find a new client. And actually, I read something that's like up to 20 to 30 times more efficient. So like instead of spending all this time searching and hunting for new clients, you take your existing client base and just take care of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when you actually bring in the referral side, then it's a whole new game. Right.
And that's interesting because in an industry like real estate, think about how long that sales process is before they buy again.
Right.
It just means you're adding so much value that in the time that you could, that they could potentially buy another home from you, you're getting referrals and word of mouth. And instead of going to search for new people, you have it right there.
Right.
That client is right there. And instead of waiting 5 years or 10 years before they get a new job and move, you have that funnel right there.
Right. And that's people probably look at the time as a negative to
Right,
say,
of course.
okay, they're not going to buy another house for another
So I'm
5
gonna leave
years.
them alone.
I'm not going to waste 5 years of time. I would look at it the opposite way and say, I have 5 years. So each transaction, say in real estate, $20,000 commission. Say just if it's a mid-sized home, whatever.
Okay.
I would say I have 5 years to add more than $20,000 in value.
Yeah.
That's the way I would look at it. So then when it comes for them to sell their home and they have to cut me a check for $20,000, they're like, of course, no problem.
Easy.
I'm using this guy or this gal like exclusively because they add so much value. So I would look at that time frame actually as a positive instead of looking like, oh, I got to keep in touch for 5 years.
Yeah, I